Hello and welcome from Shenzhen, China. I'm going to show you out, I'm going to show you around how this all looks like. This is the city, this is Shenzhen, one of the greatest cities in China, the new economic hub. And I'm coming from here for you today because I want to teach you today and talk a little bit about how you can source your products in China without getting screwed by Alibaba suppliers or by factories, or when you ask them 5 questions and you only get back one answer. How do you solve that? And how can you get the prices you want, and how can you get the right MOQ, and how can you actually source your product effectively and efficiently? Okay, so like I say, we're here in the heart of Shenzhen, or actually not in the heart, but on the kind of side of Shenzhen. And if you look behind that building, you see the sea, and behind the sea you see the mountains. That is Hong Kong. So just kind of geographically showing you where we are. My name is Nils, if you don't know me. I am originally from Germany, but I'm in China now since 2013. So we have this team now here in China, and it's been a rough journey. So we got this office here, we got one more room to this side, one more room to that side. We sit about 15 people here in this office, and it's unimaginable now to me how this all happened, because this was not where I started, and this was not how I ever thought I could even be on that place. Because if I remember back about 5 years ago, I wanted to start my own online business. I hated commuting to work. I hated being in the metro. It felt like a million people probably kind of were. And it was, I just hated it. The jobs didn't start out bad. I actually liked it in the beginning, but I completely lost all my passion for it. I completely lost everything. You know, I was late to work. I was always there last minute. I was the first one to clock out. I completely lost all my passion. I felt super drained about it. I really wanted to change. And back then, I remember Amazon was just getting started. And I'm not doing this video to like promote something on Amazon or something, but that was just my start, right? So I heard about Amazon, and I heard people making money on it, and I saw, well, maybe they made it seem so easy. Like, you just put your product up there, and then Amazon sells it. And I was like, man, that sounds amazing. That sounds cool. So I immediately quit my job. I quit my job, and I was like, okay, let me go do it. And then I remember we were living in a tiny, tiny, tiny apartment back then. I was already in China, right? We were living in this tiny apartment. So look at this. This is kind of the size here. This is where we do interviews and things like this, where, you know, we do entrepreneurs interviews anyway. But look at the size of this room. The room that I was in had about this size where I was starting my business from. That was about the size of the room. And there was a bed in the room. There was a closet in the room. And there was like a little table where I was sitting on my little laptop. And I don't remember, I was sitting on that for hours and hours and hours and researching the right product and just trying to find out what's the right thing. Let me just kind of pop that in here. 1 second. Boom, there we go. I think we got a nice angle. So anyway, I want to tell you my story a little bit and how you can actually source your products in China without getting screwed by Alibaba suppliers. Because that, for me, was the thing that kind of killed it. Okay, so I wanted to start my own business. I had about $7,000 saved. I kept working from this little room, and in the beginning I was very excited, I was very energized. I found a product I wanted to sell, and it was like a silicone product where ice popsicle molds. And I really wanted, that was a perfect product, right? It was lightweight, it fit, it checked all the boxes. I was like, yes, I found my product. I'm gonna be a millionaire. I'm gonna put my product up there. Amazon's gonna sell it for me. Boom, I'm gonna be a millionaire. And I was super excited when I got started, when I went out of that. So I quit my job immediately, and I worked from this tiny room. I remember I was sitting there, I was fired up, right? So I was getting up early in the morning. I had energy. I jumped in the shower. I got up and I started working. I was really, really excited. I worked till late at night, and I started reaching out to suppliers. And then soon I realized, this is like, somehow the people made it seem easier. They just said, just go on Alibaba, contact your supplier, ask them to put your logo on, and boom, there you go, you got your product. So I thought it might not take longer than a month, right? Probably have a month or so where this needs to happen. But the reality kind of hit in after a little while, right? So I realized, hey, if I send 5 questions to the factory, they only answer me 1. Then I need to go back and get a second answer. Then I need to go back and maybe I get a third answer. Then I need to go back, and they didn't understand what I wanted. And then they just came back with something that didn't make sense, or they didn't respond anymore. I ordered samples, and the product just did not look like on the sample. You could see they sent a different product. The quality was just not the same. I had no idea, am I dealing with a trading company or am I dealing with a factory? And it was just so much harder than I thought. Like the whole the whole mentality was so different. I asked for something simple and they got me something complete. Like it just, I felt exhausted because also I felt time was running out, right? So the savings that I had to support my living costs from that. And every month I had all these expenses, right? And because I thought I can do it in a month, I kind of allocated that part to that. But then 1 month went by, and 6 weeks went by, and 2 months went by, and in this third month, I finally had my supplier. In the third month, I was exhausted. I wasn't energized to get up in the morning. When I got up or in the morning at 10 or maybe 11 a.m., I could barely open my eyes. I could barely motivate myself to start. I was almost getting depressed sitting in front of the laptop, getting rejected again, not having the answer that I wanted. I had another sample that I got, and it was just not right. And I felt horrible because, oh man, that was just such a hard way. Until finally I had a supplier who wanted to work with me, who was like, okay, the prices were right, the sample looked good, and I wanted to go with it. And that was such a relief for me because I was doing these hours and hours and hours and hours. I got it. And I was really happy about it. So I wanted to place an order with them. And in that moment, I received an email. Okay, I remember that night so clearly because it's still like, if I think about it, I still kind of get goosebumps from it because it was such a, think about that. 3 months in a row, I've been working on that like a madman. And then finally, after not giving up, after pulling through, I got the quotes, and then I see an email. Let me know how you would feel in the comments. I see an email that said, hey, Nils, unfortunately, we realized that we sent you the wrong quotation. So your price doubled. You have to pay twice as much as we originally quoted you. And I was like, shit, are you serious now? I remember how that felt. I felt like, not just because of the work, but also because I felt like I let everyone else down. Because I knew if I had to find another supplier, I'd probably run out of money. That means I have to go back to a job. I had to find a job, or I had to confront my boss, my ex-boss that I left, right? As, oh, I'm going to do my own thing, like screw you, right? I would have to confront that. I was taking care of my girlfriend. I was her hero, right? So I was letting everyone down. My parents who didn't believe in me, who said, maybe you should stick with another job, come back to Germany, rather do something real. Don't play around with starting a business. I felt they were right? So I had this. I felt like pilking. I got pale. Man, it was just, this email was horrible, and it just, I didn't know what to do, right? So I closed my laptop and I went out to have a drink, and it was just stupid as well. I just went out, I had a few beers, and man, I didn't know what to do. I was so depressed about it. Next morning when I woke up, I had a message on my phone from a friend of mine that I met previously in Vietnam, and he was kind of like a mentor, and he was someone who retired when he was 30, and he was someone who also started a new Amazon business to kind of keep himself occupied. And because he was doing it, I was like, well, I can do it too, right? He's doing it. I know he's a smart guy. He's doing something right, so I should do the same thing. So I get a message from this guy, and he goes and says, well, how's your sourcing going? And I'm like, oh, how's your Amazon business going? I'm like, dude, I'm so embarrassed to say that, but I can't even get started. I can't even get on the platform. I can't even get out there because I can't source my products. These guys don't listen to me, and and I ranted about why I can't do it. And I gave him all these excuses why I can't do it. And he's like, well, why don't you just use a sourcing agent? I was like, dude, I'm struggling to pay my bills. I have no idea how to pay for my product. How can I pay someone to source my product for me and do the work for me? How does that? That doesn't make any sense. So he was like, okay, look, here's a girl. Her name is Nancy. Just reach out to her. I'm like, dude, I can't pay her. Just do it. Okay, he's like, look, I'm not going to talk about this anymore. Here's the contact. Just reach out to her. So I did. And I messaged her. I was like, hey, Nancy, my name is Nils. This is what I want to sell. This is a product that I want to do. So she jumps on a call with me and she goes like, look, don't do that. Don't source the product that way. Don't do the logo and the changes and all of these things. Just do it this and this and this way. And if you want to save money on it, she suggested me ways. Well, change the packaging to this. Fill it with that. Like there were different design choices. Don't do the logo like that. And she just consulted me and made it more simple. I was like, okay, look, what can I do, right? What can I say? Let's roll with that. It took her 3 days. What has taken me 2 months. It took her 3 days to get me quotations from a reliable supplier. 3 days. What took me in total 3 months to get a quote that makes sense and a sample in hand took her a week. I had a sample in hand after a week working with her and quotations. And now here comes the most important point. The prices that she got me were cheaper. So her fee was smaller than the money that she saved me. Yet she was doing all of the work. She gave me a better price. And I had what I needed. I was able to start. I wasted 3 months of my life doing that. Wasted all the money that I had. Wasted all of my savings. Wasted all of my... I just wanted to focus on selling. I wanted to get my listing up. And I wanted to focus on marketing. I didn't want to be hung up on the sourcing stuff. And then after 1 week working with her, I'm like, man, that's an eye-opener. So you just need an agent. That's easy. I can find more agents, right? So I wanted to help more people, and I started a sourcing company. And I was like, look, I can just give all the projects to a sourcing agent and they can do this, and I can get, I'm just the middleman and I get paid well, and like, man, let's just do that, right? So that was my next business idea until, Amazon kind of took out because I was broke and I really needed some money. So that was the first thing I could think about. And then I went on Fiverr and on Upwork and I looked for all these other sourcing agents because I thought an agent is an agent, right? What's the difference, right? The agent can do it. Agents are my new superheroes. I'm going to go with sourcing agents now all the time. So I found another sourcing agent and I gave her products. And it was soon after that I realized that you really need a reliable one, because if you don't have a reliable agent, it was the same story, it was just the same thing over and over. She didn't answer my questions. She didn't send me the right samples. She didn't understand what I want. And then I communicated back the results to the customer, and they were not happy because the agent got the prices even higher. And so I lost the clients. I had to refund people, and it was a whole other headache to do that, until I realized that you really need a reliable agent. So over the last 3-4 years, then we worked with over 200 sourcing agents. We tested every sourcing agent that we can get our hands on. We actually built a sourcing company, and we built a killer team now of people that do it. So we have 6 full-time people that only source products. And these 6 full-time people are the result of working with 200 reliable agents. So if you are looking forward to source your product, don't do it yourself. Go get a reliable agent. And if you want to find out if we would be the right fit for you, and if you want to find out if we could actually source your product for you, if it makes sense to go with us, there's a link below in the description where you can learn more about our services, where you can get all the questions answered about what we do and what we don't do and pricing and blah, blah, blah. You can book a call with us, and then we just jump on the call, see if we are the right fit. Whether you do that or not, obviously, is up to you. If you don't want to work with us, being here in China, having the seller perspective from my part and the killer team, I mean, for me, it's a no-brainer. But if you don't want to do that, if you say, well, I'm not just going to listen to some dude on YouTube and just trust him on that, I'm going to find my own agent. You're free to do that. I'm going to give you a couple of steps, okay? When you find the agent, start with a few agents, test them, question them, interview them. There's a video on this channel on how to interview a sourcing agent. Make sure to check that out. And just try them out and see how that works out for you. Maybe you get the right agent and it's all great and they save you all the time and the money and the headaches and the hassle. I'm very happy for you. Great for that, because if you succeed with that, we have so many more things we can offer you to increase your sales, to get your sales growing and things like that. So no hard feelings if you don't want to go with us. But if you say, hey Nils, you seem like someone who kind of knows what he's talking about, and I can relate to you. I feel you, man. I had the same experiences and I really want to get rid of that. And I see you're in China and I see you have a team and I see you guys are killing it. Look, book a call below. There's just a link below in the description. If you wanna learn more, if you wanna get in touch, if you wanna just talk to us on the phone, we speak. Someone of my team is gonna call you back, and then we just evaluate if we are the right fit. Maybe we are, maybe we aren't. If we aren't, well, at least we can give you some information on the call that you can use. If we are the right fit, congratulations, we can team up and make it happen. So make sure to book that call below. We speak on the phone, and I catch you tomorrow. Cheers.